Straight from Submarine Studios, it's another episode of Rage Across the Internet, your very own Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. To my left, we've got producer Joey.
Hey, guys.
To my right, we got Daniel Teflon Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
And across from me, Tommy Slim Dixon. How we doing, buddy? What's up, Slim?
I like it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not Teflon. So,
Eh?
how's everybody doing today?
It's doing pretty good, pretty good. How about you?
Much better now. Yeah. Sun's out, fun's out. Sure.
But we're inside.
Yeah, I want to be outside.
Well, you can
The
be.
sun's out.
You can be.
You can.
You can be.
No, you'll force me back in the van.
I was going to put him in the box.
That's Danny's box.
Well, not if you're in it.
Gross.
It could get crowded.
Also gross. Cardboard palace. It's big.
We'll supply them with plenty of lube. I don't know.
Oh,
What?
boy. What? Where is this going?
Guys, you know,
Nobody knows.
who knows where thoughts come from? They just appear.
It's like magic.
That's what we're calling it.
Me without my Cookie Wizard gift.
Oh, no.
That's become one of my favorite things to do. So a little inside baseball for you guys. On our Discord, which, hey, you can get to through our website at rageacrosstheinternet.com.
Join the forums. Find the link to the Discord.
It's right there in news and announcements. So we even located it for you. But one of our favorite things is whenever people start bringing up Mage, I pull up my Cookie Wizard gif.
It's hard not to.
I know, you know. It's from Community, so it's Chevy Chase dressed as the Cookie Wizard. With a little cookie wand. Like,
It's that damn smile on that gif from Chevy Chase that gets me every time. That creepy son of a bitch smile.
we have fun with our gifs on that Discord, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
We do.
If you brought up magic, I couldn't. It was my heart.
Right.
No, he's right. That's what happens.
And you know, hey, it's recording day.
It is
which is a
recording
magical
day.
time.
See?
So
Let's
Bring it
the
back around.
Cookie Wizard away.
it's okay. That does not sound appropriate. The way you said it.
That sounded perfectly appropriate.
It sounded like a euphemism, and I need an adult.
You need to know how to react.
I do need help reacting to something.
Yep. Another little inside baseball.
Right? Is this what
You
it
guys
comes
really
to?
got to get on the Discord.
We're just referencing gifs that we often post.
Yep.
Often.
This is the show now.
Yep.
It's Rage,
It's
Rage
wild.
Across the Moon.
Rage across memes. Nice.
Holy shit. I know we got a show for you today.
Yeah, we do.
We have,
Why else would they be listening? I hope we have a show.
well, I don't know if we always have a show, but we record shit.
So what's the show today?
Well, it's weird because we were just talking about it.
Were?
And I'm concerned about the hit you took in the head. A little behind the scenes, a bowling ball.
I think it's the Alzheimer's.
It could be Alzheimer's.
That sounds
It's at least
unfortunate.
sometimers right now.
I've always wondered why it's called that, but we're not going to get into that. You're like, who just came up with Alzheimer's? That's what they wanted to call it.
I'm
We'll
sure
talk
there's.
later.
Yeah,
I was
we'll
gonna say,
have
well,
to.
you know, find a medical professional. They'll tell you. I'm sure.
The guy who discovered it was Frank Alzheimer.
Oh, never mind. Okay, there's my answer.
That's how everything was discovered.
By Frank?
It's like the Earl of Sandwich. Discovered sandwiches. He's the inventor of the sandwich.
His name was Frank as well, yes.
Yes. All right.
His name was Earl.
Which is not related to Dr. Frankenfooter.
Who discovered the hot dog.
That's right.
What?
This is an educational broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're telling you things you should repeat to your friends. And speak with authority.
So, guys, if you like this nonsense, you should go to our Patreon.
And remember, in music trivia,
He's still going.
The more you know.
well, I'm just so impressed. I was watching the Fresh Prince reunion recently, and I was so impressed to see the DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, how successful they came to be. Where Will Smith got his acting career and dropped the Fresh Prince, he just became Will Smith, and then you had DJ Jazzy Jeff. He transitioned and got in front of the microphone and became Jay-Z. And it was just
Oh, God.
if you laugh, you ruin it. Some people would have believed that, and then told their friends, and then it becomes funny.
I couldn't hold it. I knew we were going with it. I knew it. You've done this joke before.
Yes, I haven't at work before.
And it worked, and I couldn't hold it back. I'm sorry.
People are not happy when they come back learning that was a joke. And the madder they are, you know how many more people they told.
Oh, yeah.
There's a magnitude level to that.
There is.
DJ Jazzy G. DJ Jazzy Jeff / Jay-Z. All one person.
He rebranded.
He rebranded, yes.
Same guy.
Why are we here?
Here.
To make these jokes.
No.
It's part of it. It's for sure part of it.
Oh my goodness.
We say dumb shit and maybe people laugh. We laugh. And that's...
I hope people laugh too.
You guys laugh. There you go.
It's really all
Half
that
the
matters.
audience. I mean, that works.
Yeah, you know, maybe they do. I like making my friends laugh. That's the long and the short of it. So... No, but yeah, it was something we've been talking about recently that I thought we'd bring on to air is the idea of the pack dynamic
Okay.
and how we handle not having all of the auspices represented. You know, especially these days, you know, with the online groups and everything's so fucking scattered. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't guarantee you're going to get a full roster. You know,
All
Yeah.
5 auspices.
yeah, you know what I mean? Even if you got 5 people, maybe there's some overlap. I mean, you would think there wouldn't be. You would think they'd want to have everything represented, but maybe not.
Yeah.
That's a different...
Yeah, that's up to you and your storyteller.
Yeah, that's... Fuck.
But if you do have all 5,
No, bully for you.
yeah, bully.
But see-
Absolutely. Congratulations. Good job.
But, you know, how do we handle when you don't? And that's something that we run into right now.
Oh yeah, only 3 of us.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
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 Well, there's 3 of us. There's 5 auspices.
And so...
Shit, you can do math.
Thank you.
Well, I don't
just
think
recently
he did
learned.
math. I think he just said numbers.
Like I was going to say, does it count when you're moving your fingers?
I think he threw a guess out there, and it just happened to hit just right.
We only have 5 fingers,
That's all you have.
That's all you have.
so it's easier to count.
To 5.
Right.
Count
Nice.
to 10.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's the thing is, I only have 9 toes, so I can't get all the way there.
Anyway,
Wow.
Scurvy's a thing, man. I don't know what you want.
so we only have 3 auspices represented in our group.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and that's a problem that's not exclusive to us.
No.
So it's like, what the fuck do you do?
The best you can.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
that's,
I thought
that's
we'd
the best
like,
answer.
I thought we could expand on that and make a show of this.
Okay.
So
The best you can. And good night.
Yeah.
See you
can,
later.
Nice
See you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Patreon and Facebook and ratings and writings in and all that stuff. Good times.
We'll catch you next week.
Bro. Oh my God! Did you see that?
I've been seeing it.
It's like she got attacked by a beam of light.
Oh, no.
He just happened to be in the perfect spot where the sun's coming down
Like
right now.
some dickhole outside with a laser pointer.
Nice.
You're going to start, like, catching on fire.
I know. I'm scared. Like, I'm gonna lean back from Mike. Look at this.
Oh.
Blinding me. It's reflecting off of it.
Oh, so we covered gifts and beams and sunbeam. Good.
Magic.
We got the
Squirrel.
makings. Yeah.
Toast.
Where?
Oh, good.
So let's start off. I mean, we got right now. You know, with the pack you guys are playing currently. You know, Wrath of
Yes.
the Blood Moon. We've got you know, Joe, you're playing Echo. You've got the Ahround. Danny over here rocking Jaeger Gorefist.
Yeah.
Newly christened new gyro name, who's rocking is a Philodox, and of course we have the Ghost of St. John. You know, Thomas Crimson Ghost McDougall is fucking Ragabash
Yep.
So we are missing a Yurge.
and a Galliard.
Yes.
2 pretty important ones.
Yeah,
It's very unfortunate, yeah.
Almost makes it sound like we're cop-outs. 2 of the hardest auspices to play.
And we
Well-
don't have either one of them.
well, we did have a Thurge
We did have a third.
who I'm gonna say was lost to COVID, but I do not mean to imply some tragedy.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
everyone's
there were,
alive, everyone is healthy.
There were just circumstances.
Yes. Yeah,
Unfortunate,
complications surrounding.
Yes.
Everyone's okay, but lost a player to COVID, and we auditioned, a couple other people, and it just
Nothing worked.
no, nothing worked.
It's unfortunate. It's hard. It's hard to get like the schedule going, and hell, it's hard enough with the four of us to get a schedule, and even monthly.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but look, we get
Adulting.
colder, and
Yeah, adulting sucks. I don't want to adult today, or ever for that matter. But hey,
I don't know. I mean, can Peter Pan, your host over here,
Well, if he doesn't have his daily blood boy, it's hard.
it's that's a phrasing nightmare. First of all,
I just want to see how you'd handle that one.
first of all, we have to explain what the blood boy is, because it's not what they're thinking.
It's not a Capri Sun.
nope. How about we won't explain it? If you want to know, get in the Discord.
It's for
Come with that.
transfusion purposes.
Oh man.
Couldn't resist wording it that way.
Oh boy.
All right, so back on topic.
Yes.
So
Our
we're
biggest
missing.
hurdle, I think, is still not having a third.
Oh, and I definitely
Yeah.
agree.
That is
Yeah.
our biggest hurdle, especially all three of us don't have spirit speech.
Right?
So how do we
That's-
fix that, or how do we handle it?
Right.
Well, that's the thing is so far, how have you handled that?
So far,
Not great.
Yeah, right?
yeah, barely.
Yeah, barely is a good way of putting that.
We have to rely on the kindness of NPCs, basically.
Which can, and it hasn't yet, but can put you in a position to where you're owing a lot of favors. Mm-hmm. Or even losing the ally, I guess,
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, in terms of like, Jesus Christ, enough's enough, leave me alone.
Right. Yeah.
Go
no.
find a third.
Right, you fucking do it yourself. I'm not your secretary.
Yep.
I'm not your spirit secretary, all right?
Now, I mean, so we can get spirit speech.
Well, you absolutely can. I mean, you can learn gifts outside your breed, auspice, and tribe.
They
Spirit
just-
speech is definitely no exception.
They just cost a little bit more.
Right.
So that's just another way to handle that simple. I wouldn't call it simple, but to handle that problem.
Right, but even that's just dipping your toe in, right? Mm-hmm. Because,
Now you can talk to them, but can you talk to them?
Right. As an Ahround, do you have the temperament necessary to deal with, say, a spirit of enigmas?
Yay.
Now, does
So
Echo...
probably not is the answer there.
Well, does Echo? I don't know, maybe. But Echo is not your typical Ahround.
True.
That's not something I would entrust Whiplash to, for example. I don't see that conversation going in a way that anyone would find helpful.
No.
I don't see it working well with Jaeger either.
No, you're right. It won't.
Yeah,
It just won't.
yeah.
I don't have that mental capacity to do it.
I see you getting angry quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Frustrated.
Very, very frustrated. I can see that going very, very poorly.
Can another auspice do the duties of a Thurge? Yeah. Theoretically.
To a certain extent.
Sure. As well as a Thurge? Probably not. I mean, we hate to make those generalizations because it varies by character, but you're probably not.
Well, it's one of those, if you're going to try to be that good, you might as well pick being a third.
Right.
Because
but-
you're going to be needing to go buy a lot of their gifts to be able to do.
and rights
Yeah.
and just that general knowledge of the workings of the Umbra. I can't help this. I'm sorry, Danny.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm reflecting sunlight into his eyeballs every time I move my head. I don't mean to. But
I'm burning.
Well,
Just kidding.
the sun will be down.
Now you're doing it
shortly.
on purpose.
yes, I am.
The sun will be down shortly.
But yeah, I mean, being a Thurge requires a certain temperament, and and even not all Thurges are created equal.
Okay.
I mean, we've talked before. We've made the character examples between Jasmine
And Vidoma.
and Vidoma. Mm-hmm. Or you look at to bring it back to the home set between Jonas and Xylo.
Yeah.
There's two Thurges there. Very different takes
On
on how to do it.
yeah.
Very different.
Jonas Mystic Eyes could not make a war fetish to save his life. He just can't deal with those spirits. And he's a talented motherfucker. He just doesn't have the knack for it. That's okay.
Yeah, but then you have the opposite end of the spectrum
Right.
for the Thurges, and yeah, with the Xylo, it's more of your war.
Yeah, he can make a weapon, man. Mm-hmm. He's not hanging with like bunny spirits. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna eat them. I don't know what, but
But that goes back to the two different characters.
exactly. You know, and
That's very black and white. That's both hugely
yeah.
different.
I went for the opposite
Yeah.
ends of the spectrum there, intentional. You know, and again,
Yeah.
Vividoma versus Jasmine is another great example of let's revere the spirits and follow our request. You know, the request of the letter and not break a word no matter what, even though it puts hundreds of lives in danger. And let's wake up a spirit to talk it into killing itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you kind of said that a little fast, but those were two different things that happened by two different Thurges to get a
A solution.
exactly.
Yeah, to find a solution to a problem.
Right.
What I mean, I gloss over pretty quickly because this isn't the third show.
Right.
You know, there's 5 auspices, and
Yeah, we'll get to the other missing one soon, but
yeah, but you know, so I don't want to make a meal out of specifically
Right,
the Thurges,
right.
although it's probably the most important to have.
Yeah,
and
which
the
is why I
biggest
think we brought
hurdle
this
when you
first.
don't.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure this one was first on the docket because
Right.
it's the biggest one.
Yeah, because we get off on a tangent, and if we, you know, look, if something's going to be passed up, it can't be Thurge.
And guess what we
yeah,
did?
and we did, unfortunately.
And I mean,
Well,
we,
we didn't at first.
Yeah,
We-
It's,
Yeah.
it's not like we did it on purpose.
Well,
But-
exactly. At the time, you guys had one.
Yeah.
right.
You know, the player had to go. so now you
Circumstances
don't.
be damned, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys at the time, this was Chronicle 5? 4?
I think it was.
I mean, it was last Chronicle. It was God.
Yeah.
It was Shadows and Tall Trees.
Chronicle 5.
Yeah, Chronicle 5. So, you know, there was a Thurge up until halfway through Chronicle 5.
Yeah, and so it's now too late to retcon.
Exactly.
It's too late for Tom to go. I'm going to throw one. I'm going to take one for the team, and I'm going to be the Thurge.
Yes.
5 Chronicles in, man. You're a Ragabash. It's too
Yeah.
late.
Yep.
Now, you could take on that role and try to fill in those gaps in game, which creates its own hurdles.
Right.
Because you're someone trying qualified for job A.
Trying to get job B.
Right.
Which helps if maybe, all 3 of us are doing a little piece of each of those jobs.
Well, and I think that's a good way to handle that.
Yeah.
Is that don't necessarily leave it just on the one person, but to try is a pack with your remaining auspices to try to get a larger education, including the spirits. Because I mean, what are you going to do from an out of character standpoint, out of game standpoint? What do I just not write stories involving spirits anymore?
Impossible, considering that's like half the game.
Yeah, it's such a big part of the game that it just sucks the fucking soul out of. What are we doing now?
You're
Yeah.
playing D&D
Yeah.
at that point.
Basically.
That's
So you
unfortunate.
can't ignore, as a storyteller, you can't ignore those aspects of the game. All you can do is try to
Fill in
mitigate
the
the
gaps.
damage. Hopefully you've got a group here that's willing to try to fill in that space. Try to get some of that knowledge to at least limp by. And it's something you could factor into the games themselves as well. As with these guys are a Thurge, but you guys don't have a Galliard either.
Right.
So what happens come moot time?
We
Well-
tossed Danny at it.
we threw it in Danny's lap.
Yeah, one being the alpha of the pack, so it's kind of, his responsibility to figure out what to do. It doesn't mean it's his responsibility to do it, but it also says if a pack doesn't, I don't know where it is. I
in
wish I
one
could
of the
remember.
books. It's in one of the
It might
books.
even just be the Book of Auspices.
Would you say I believe if you can't quote it? Because this way, you're not 100% sure that's the way to do that.
So it's somewhere in there. It says if a pack does not have a Galliard at moot time, it is the responsibility of the Philodox.
And I feel that's that's probably the way that should be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm bummed about it, but I agree.
And I suppose even then your mileage may vary.
Right.
Because what if you're the Rabies and Chains pack?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
And, your Philodox is possibly the most boring guy on the planet. Is this the guy who might pull out Microsoft PowerPoint? Is this
And read directly from the slides?
Right. Is this the
Oh,
guy
boy.
we want telling the story around them? Right. Or do you want to hand it to Dead Man Dempsey, who's half buzzing right now?
And
He
it's
tells
gonna
some good stories.
And
And it's
'cause,
gonna
yeah,
be
he's done it.
awesome.
Right. And that's your solution.
Yep.
Right. You want to
Dead
find the
Man
person
Dempsey,
best.
the Ragabash Fianna. Ragabash should have no business telling stories at the moots, something
But-
like that. But he
He
tells.
does a great job.
He's an amazing storyteller.
Yeah, he was a personal guy.
Right.
Personable guy. Yeah, he's a man. How's it going?
But
Because you don't have anything about the time of day.
you can also like have the entire group up there, each telling a part of the story or acting it out,
Yeah.
or somebody doing shadow puppets.
Right. And we've done that.
Our
Joey
first
wasn't
moot,
here for it.
But yeah, it was our first moot. We actually, as a pack, told the story. It went around between all of us.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't know what to do, and the stories were still kind of fresh. So I would tell a part of the story, and then I said, and then Ghost, he had a really good contribution. Why don't you tell this part? And then he would stand up, and he'd say this part, and then the Thurge would stand up, and and then we did this, and it worked. Especially for us being our first moot.
And
So-
none of us were Galliards, so.
Right.
And then we switched gears to our most recent moot, which is why you just called me a different name than everyone's been listening to for the last year. And yeah, he got a new deed name, which is fucking awesome.
Thank you.
But as the alpha of the pack, as well as the Philodox, it was time to write the story of what was going to be brought to the moot. I took a few weeks to write the story. I am not a storyteller. So I tried writing the story as one of the NPCs, if that makes sense.
From the outside.
Yeah, like how would they see the story of what we did?
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
I'm following you.
So, and I'm hoping it stuck. I know it wasn't great.
No, you did a good job. You know?
It took me a little bit.
And I mean, that's the thing, tue, that it's worth bringing up, is nerves, I guess.
Oh, big time. Big time.
You get nervous.
Even it was just like these three other people with me, and these are some of my closest friends in the world.
Yeah, like
and I still get
Yeah,
nervous.
I don't understand that.
Like,
You tell the
safe
story
space.
next time, man.
you would think...
I will. Do you want me to?
I told you Fiona should have done it.
Well, I think back,
Let's not get into that now.
right. I think back a couple chapters, it was Shadows and Tall Trees, and you guys were making your way to a Red Talon Sept.
Right.
You remember this? I was like, you're gonna fucking forget. But you guys were riding in a van, being driven by a kinfolk to a place close enough that you could leave and go find this cairn.
Because Red Talons.
Right. And you were told to find a specific elder named Scratch Eye. I'm gonna say Scratch Eye.
Yes.
Because during that drive, big on character interaction, and as a pack, you have to talk to each other.
Nope, I remember.
And so, what happened during that car ride to the location? Now, I'm really asking.
Tom remembers. Tom remembers very well.
You weren't calling him Scratch Eye.
No, but he was practicing his speech.
He was practicing, and I kept trying to prod him to practice.
Yes, which was great because
Yeah, because we were doing it in character.
Yeah.
and you get flustered
Yeah.
and you get nervous.
Yep.
And when you do that, you fuck up.
Yep.
It's a thing people do.
It was the first few times he practiced, and that's why I was like, no. He needs to sit in the back of the van by himself and keep doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he needs to practice, because we know how he gets when he gets in front of people.
So preparation, it was really smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely smart. But the thing is, and it wasn't just nerves outside the game, it was nerves in game. So I was doing it in character as much as possible.
Oh, which is great, by the way. But I just have flashbacks to you calling him Scratch Wolf a dozen times
At least.
in the
At
car for
least.
practice.
Right.
But what happened when you got there? You nailed it.
Yeah.
Because you practiced. And again, this is a situation of someone taking it's not a 1-for-1 to a story to move, but it's a situation where maybe a Galliard would have been better suited to handle that situation, but you don't have one.
Right.
So you go, oh, you work at things to get better. No shit. But to take the time in game to have the character practice something that he knows he's going to have to do, that how the words he chooses matter.
Oh, big time, especially for an elder.
Right. You come across that elder and you go, Mr. Scratch Wolf, sir. That's not his name.
You did.
Well, let's not forget Scratch and I.
There's a couple of those.
I did
but,
that too.
But Scratch Wolf, you did a lot.
I know I did
Scratch
Scratch
Wolf,
Wolf.
you did
Scratch
a
Wolf
lot.
came out at least a dozen times.
I said Scratch and I.
Yeah, Scratch in I.
Once we started getting you on Scratch Eye, you said Scratch in Eye. Because I had a feeling you kept confusing it with the Sept of Scratch and Wolf.
Yes.
Yep.
You're
Okay.
probably absolutely correct on that. Probably.
But see, there you go. Those practice sessions in the role playing during that car ride.
Yeah, we were able to nail both those things at one time.
Yeah.
And like, if a person has an important speech or talk or presentation they have to give, they're going to practice.
Hopefully.
Like,
Yeah,
Yikes.
And if you're that good and you don't have to practice, good on you.
maybe we should have played together.
right?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I remember we were, I think it was the Moot on Discord.
Oh, the one that Sean,
Yes.
our
story-
mod.
Yep,
you know,
mod and storyteller Sean on our Discord
Yeah.
was running a Moot, and he invited fucking everybody.
Yeah, he's just the planet.
And the Galliard of the group was telling his story, and he was singing it. And
Ring that bell.
it absolutely rang. Doesn't mean he was a really good singer. I don't know his real voice. So
Doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't
matter.
And he's
Yeah.
going through a computer, so you got that kind of distortion.
Yeah.
But good on him. He fucking sang.
Exactly. Like, respect. That's a guy, again, like we say, ring the bell. Good enough is not good enough. Always strive to do better. This is a guy who strove to that next level, to do a better job. He rang the fucking bell.
Yeah, it was very, very impressive.
Yeah, it was
The
really
nerves
impressed.
he had to do it. So good on him.
You know, it's... And, you know, again, this is just this is your guys' situation.
Right.
You know, we know there are packs out there that have had, you know, that don't have that full roster. In fact, there's a game that has just started in our Discord where a player had to drop out and another player had switched auspices.
Luckily,
Because
they
it was
were-
like story 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Luckily, it was
Yeah.
early enough. He was able to do
early
so.
enough you could retcon it in.
Yeah, it was early, so that could happen. But changed to Thurge because it's like, well, I'm a Ragabash right now. We lost our Thurge, which is more important.
Yes, yeah. And there's definitely more important.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
Sorry.
In my opinion, Ragabash is the bottom. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Out of the 5 auspices, Ragabash is the bottom.
There you go.
The
I mean, all
least
they are,
important.
they're the least important. All they do is question the law.
Well, I mean, you need to have that question.
I
Sometimes,
know you. I'm not
but-
saying, but as if you rank it in what you need in a pack,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
they're the bottom.
Yeah, I go so far. So you're not saying that Ragabash isn't important.
No, I'm not
But-
saying that at all.
But if you're ranking things, something has to come last.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, I play it. I know how to do it.
It's a 5-way tie
I'm-
for first.
Sure.
Awesome.
Or
So-
for last.
We hit Thurge. We hit Galliard. The next one I think should be Philodox.
Okay.
And what do you do if you don't?
What do you do if you don't have somebody that can't enforce the law?
Oof.
This is another big one,
Yeah,
if not the biggest, aside from Thurge.
Yeah, because I'd argue that Thurge is the most important.
Thurge is definitely
because that locks you out of
third
theoretically.
of it.
theoretically
Yeah.
knocks you out
Locks you
of
out.
yeah,
A little
a
more than
third
a
of the
third.
game.
I think it's a little more than a third, but we won't argue schematics.
You're right. That's
Well, I'm man, wolf, spirit, one and one.
But screw the man part.
No, you.
That's what she said?
what you guys want to do off air is your business, and I congratulate you for your business. But this isn't
So
business hour.
Philodox.
Yes.
Philodox,
This
yes.
is not business hour. So Philodox
How
is...
do we handle not having a Philodox?
That's not something that I can think of easily because I've been doing it the entire time. At the same time, that doesn't mean I've been that good at it.
Okay,
I've
so
been trying at least.
everybody should know the litany.
Of course.
Fact.
Like, just a hard fact.
Yeah.
So if there is a breach of the litany, or what you perceive there to be a breach of the litany, without a Philodox, I would say, go to the elders.
Well, just situation. You're out in the field.
Well, then...
You can't go to an elder. It's just your pack. And you have to make a decision. Like the one time that Echo had to help put a spirit down because it was corrupted. But there was no Philodox there. Would that fall down on the alpha?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. It would have to fall on the alpha's shoulders.
Absolutely. And so at that point, you're, and I don't want to use the word blocked out, but I think maybe it's more relevant in this case. Without that Philodox, maybe you're locked out of those more mystery kind of, I don't want to say CSI type, but I kind of...
But how else do you?
Yeah, I don't know a better way, that idea of has there been a crime committed in the Sept?
Yeah.
Or did this combat that ended in a murder, was that
justified?
murder or was that an accident?
Right.
Yeah, it's more of a law and order.
Yeah, and maybe you're prohibited from those maybe. And again, you can learn the gifts, but learning the gifts doesn't make you a Philodox, which will not give you the credibility necessary anyway.
Right.
You're just sticking your nose somewhere. So,
should you?
Well, unfortunately, you kind of lose that at that point. You lose those stories. But I don't feel those, I think that's kind of a niche avenue to go down in the first place. You don't need that story for the full werewolf experience. You can't omit the Umbra and get the full werewolf experience.
Right.
No, I see what you're saying. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Damn.
I don't want to call an auspice useless. I did that for every auspice during the auspice series.
Right.
Because,
Because why not?
well, yeah.
It was just a chance to let whoever was on the spotlight for that episode to prove them wrong.
Well, exactly. That was pointing out that, but, I'm not actually naysaying any of these auspices. But if we're going to rank them, I might put the Philodox at the bottom. Because I don't think the specific Philodox themed stories, the stuff you need a Philodox for per se, I think losing those doesn't, I don't think it damages the core of the game. But that said, you can learn the litany. You should fucking know the litany.
You're a Garu. You
Right?
should learn the litany.
Just get it together. You can get those gifts, but neither one of those give you the job of a judge. Mm-hmm. We go to an A-round,
Which I think should rank at the bottom.
That's funny.
This is funny.
This is
Yeah.
really interesting how we're doing this.
Everyone's like, my auspice is the piece of shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, all 5 are tied for first. I like it.
all 5 are tied for last.
Oh, all right. Well, no.
But we're all 10-foot tall murder machines. Not having an Akron doesn't preclude you from battle.
No, it's true. You don't lose those. You don't
You
lose
don't
those
lose
stories
those stories.
by not having an A-round.
We didn't have an round prior to you being here. I was
Exactly.
doing a lot of the strategy. So
And I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
There's the strategy aspect of, and you don't have to be an A-round to do that.
Right.
You don't need to be born under a full moon to read the Art of War.
Nope.
You need to be literate to read the Art of War.
that's why our last battle went so well, because both of us had our heads together on that one.
It's weird how your character and my character had this.
They instantly clicked, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird how that happened.
Yeah.
Yes, it
It's
is.
some weird
I feel very left out.
psychic twinning. Okay, he's going that way. I'll go this way.
But hey, look, pack bonding.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a good thing. Now, if you needed, but what if what do you do if you don't have that A-round?
The rest of the pack picks up the slack.
Yeah. I mean, still 10-foot tall murder machines.
True.
Right. But you don't.
Everybody's got claws and fangs.
But who becomes a field general? And I guess the answer to that depends on who the characters are. honestly.
Yeah.
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 And
I
the
think
situation
it's-
at that point, too, because, you could be having a meeting of the war council.
Right.
And I think it's, the person with the best ideas at that point.
Which,
I think goes back to the point of the whole entire crux of this episode, right? I mean, it's just pick up the slack. The rest of the pack picks up the slack.
Yeah. I mean, you guys had to pick up the slack. What did you do before Echo got here?
Barely survived.
Yeah.
But that goes for almost every story.
yeah, the War of the Apocalypse.
It was-
huh?
it was-
yeah, I was gonna say,
it
but
was
that's why, because
definitely-
it's the apocalypse.
It was definitely pack decisions. We came up with strategies as a pack. Granted, I know I did a lot of more strategic because I was playing the Ragabash. I have more vantage points, and I told them where to go and what to do. So it was still pack generated. I still would request from the alpha, like, hey, what do we,
Yeah.
what do you think of this? So it was definitely.
Oh, yeah,
it
no,
gave
I'm
us more
not-
pack dynamics.
And I mean, sure, Echo's got a lot of fun gifts.
A lot of fun games.
Flippy doodles.
Well, I mean, that's just Ixaku. That's a
Still
skill.
We don't call it Ixaku. We just flippy doodles.
Flippy doodles, yeah.
That's what we've dubbed it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, she's got Luna's armor, and she's got all that
Pack tactics.
pack
and,
tactics, and Spirit of the Fray. And
yeah,
it's
she's definitely filling that gap that we were having trouble filling ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fucking sentence.
Jesus,
What-
please.
I thought about it and I was gonna let it go.
As soon as I finished, I was just, oh shit.
Yikes.
yikes.
As soon as you
Yikes.
finished, everybody.
Yikes!
Oh,
forever.
damn
It definitely put into perspective, though, not having that outrun.
Yeah.
It definitely did. Once Joey came along with Echo, it really opened my eyes to what an outrun does for a pack. So that's why I feel outrun ranks a little higher than me, but I never saw outside of not having a Ragabash yet. So
Okay.
And I don't know, is that something you miss? Well, I think in terms of a scout relationship,
Yeah.
to the pack,
yeah, that's gonna suck.
It is.
that is going to be
It
something
is.
you're going to miss.
Yeah.
So look, it pays to have everybody. You want to have everybody.
Oh yeah,
You know-
having everybody is the perfect scenario.
Well, like you hear about these groups every now and then. It's like, well, we have 3 galleons. Why the fuck do you have 3 galleons? There's 5 of you. Why are there 3 galleons? 2 of you play something else. I don't care.
Well, and like
What do
when
you need 3 Galliards for?
You don't.
you know,
Just 3 people who don't know each other because it's an online game and they butt heads. And I want the galliard. I want the. Well, we'll all 3 be galliards for no reason.
And-
At this point, pull out a die and roll it.
All right.
and what was one of my first questions to you when we sat down?
No, when
asked
you
me
were
where the
ready to
gaps were.
join. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Joey was ready to join our pack, which fuck yeah, yeah, that's I remember. I remember you saying that. That was the first question she asked Porter.
Yep.
Where are the gaps?
Yeah, it was where do I need to fit in? Because it wasn't about me as a player. It was about the group.
Right, what the group
succeeding.
needs.
And
Yeah.
and I'm glad this was brought up because that's exactly it. I can't speak for Mage.
Okay.
We know some of you who have been with us a while, or at least on the Discord, know my position with Mage, my history with Mage.
Okay.
I think is a better way to phrase that.
Okay, good idea. Much
You know?
better.
Yeah, I mean and Dracula's not my game either. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I can't speak to how it works in those games. Okay. But Garu live and breathe and die out of their pack.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's about us.
Well said.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're coming into a group that you don't know, it's still not about you. It's about us.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to make sacrifices for that team. Again, if you have a situation where 3 people want to be a Galliard, the storyteller wants to be affable, and they go, well, you can all be Galliards. Fuck it, who cares? Well,
But what good are you
You're-
doing for the rest of the pack?
right. And are you harming the game that way? And if
Yes,
you're
you
harming
are.
the game, just,
Stop.
yeah, stop it. Try another one. Do it different.
And I mean, it's one of those like, did I necessarily want to play an opera? It wasn't. I mean, it's okay. It's
your favorite?
it's kind of easy mode.
Yeah. No, I mean, we said it. I don't remember which episode, but we
Oh,
said
well,
which
the-
one's the
it's
easiest.
easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a juncture, I believe.
Okay,
It was right at the end.
Yeah,
of
we
the
just
juncture.
we passed that along. Yeah, no.
It was unanimous get out right.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, how am I going to make this my own? How am I going to do this? And
Oh.
that's where Echo came from.
No, and you did an awesome job. You made it a very unique character.
And she's a person.
Exactly. So not even a character. You made it a unique person.
Yeah. And she does what she does, and she does it well. And I'm happy with her as a character / person.
So am I.
So, I mean, if I had my choice, I normally like to play the Philadelphia.
Right.
But that was already taken. So, okay.
And if it was a choice, I'm like, yeah, sure, she can do it. I wasn't doing so great at the time.
But again, we applaud. We've already said it. But fuck it.
Yeah.
We applaud that willingness. Willingness
To make
is
the
word.
sacrifice.
Yes, to make the sacrifice to put the needs of the pack first.
And see, I don't see it as a sacrifice. I see it as a win because I'm just making the group stronger.
Well, and I'm glad you see it that way. I think that's the way people should look at it.
Yeah.
But we all know that's not always
Yeah.
how people look at it.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
just saying, like,
unfortunate.
people shouldn't want a cookie or a medal for their quote sacrifice. It's not a sacrifice. It's for the betterment of the game and everybody's enjoyment.
Right.
So,
You
yeah.
know, it's kind of what we're here for.
Exactly. Well, no, we're here to record a podcast.
Oh, really?
That's what we're doing?
Is,
I thought we were
That's
just
what-
talking to each other.
That's
Holy
why
shit.
we have the microphones.
There's a microphone?
I'm blind.
Yes.
is that what this is?
Yes, that's what that is.
I was just ready to eat.
Well, hey, Tuxedo fans, shine with us. This is the Werewolf Podcast, where we're going to wonder where the wolves are. And we're going to talk about the wolves of an auspice that aren't in this pack.
Wow. That's some stroke talk right there.
Yeah, but I still made it.
You did.
Hey,
You looped
yeah,
it around.
I did.
He pulled a Dempsey.
Exactly. With his
Oh,
friend.
no, never mind.
Yeah.
That's the real Dempsey.
Yeah. You know Dempsey? There was something right now. Yeah, right here.
I hope you guys understand that.
Nobody understands.
Well,
No
we
one
barely understand it. And how long have we been hearing Dempsey?
I love Dempsey speak. So anyway, let's move back around.
Yeah.
You know, I think we can agree, it can be difficult, you know, especially in some of those more vital roles. Mm-hmm. You know, so we talk about doing what you can to fill in the gaps. You talk about a single player going to take on, we talk about the whole pack coming together to take on those roles, you know.
Or just reaching out to elders, NPCs, world around you. Do what you can.
Right, and from a storyteller aspect, that can be an avenue for all sorts of shenanigans.
Yes.
Good or bad.
Right, because you guys are at the home sept. You need to get some shit done. You want to learn some new gifts. Mm-hmm. Well, you plan on doing that if you can't summon any spirits.
Not to say,
if
no
you
one
can't
has
speak to
spirit
any
speech. We
spirits.
don't have a thirst.
Well, let's ask if there's around here. Well, what thirst do you have? Who's on deck? Who's available? Oh, it's Butchers in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Well, now what?
Yeah. Might as well not have one.
I'm going to call up a favor from a friend outside of the sept.
Phone a friend?
I'm phoning a friend.
But then again, now you're putting a strain on that friendship.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to Butchers in the Shadows instead. And he goes, well, I'll help you, but first, can you do me a favor and go get fucked? When are you going to convince him to help you?
Yeah.
What favor do you have to do for him? How does that, improve or ruin different character relationships?
And that's going to be by situation, aka by character. Because people like here, yes, Butchers in the Shadows is a Thurge. So why wouldn't he do it? Because that's his character. That's the
He's an
character.
asshole.
He's an asshole, and he
Right?
doesn't like us. He doesn't like most people.
I was going to say, I don't think it's just us.
But the listeners don't understand that because they're not part of the game.
Right.
So, I
So-
mean, it bears repeating and clarifying.
It
the thing.
depends
And
on
then
your
that's-
storyteller at that point. Yeah.
Yes.
And again,
on
that's
how
my
the
point.
NPCs have been set up around you.
But at the same time,
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. At the same time, NPCs are interchangeable.
Yeah.
And if your NPCs are interchangeable, you've got some work to do, my friend. They shouldn't be,
Yeah, each
Knowing
one of them
who-
should be their own person.
Right, knowing who to ask, when to ask, why to ask. This is important shit. Mm-hmm. I flash back to the Virginia games when you had the Get a Fenris Bloodletter, who was ready for his rank challenge. He was excited for it, right? And he's the on-round, so he's got to talk to an elder on-round. And at that moment, there were two of them on the intercept.
Yep.
There was the Get a Fenris Gren Eyes of Fire, Old World Fenner, who hated American Get a Fenris. Lazy, stupid, irresponsible, weak. That's how he would describe the American Get.
Interesting.
The other option was Whiplash,
Oh boy.
who just didn't like the player, or the character, excuse me.
Okay, I was going to say, well, either way.
Yeah, so now Rock at a Hard Place, what do you do?
Yeah.
What's the lesser of those evils? Because you ask Gren Eyes of Fire, Gren's going to put you in a situation where you're going to get killed.
Yeah, probably.
Right, yeah.
Again, it's all about those relationships with the NPCs.
Yeah, did he have a good relationship? Quote unquote good relationship with Whiplash?
He was more frightened than he needed to be,
Okay.
but Whiplash is a character who's going to give you a fair shake anyway.
Right. Because Whiplash knows that he's going to give you a stronger challenge, a harder challenge, because if you can make it and you can succeed, you'll be better for it.
But maybe not actively try to kill you.
That's
Right.
kind of the
Right.
point there.
You know,
Where, Gren Eyes of Fire was going to
Like-
find a way,
climb in this volcano.
right?
And hope you don't die.
And summon the spirit. Oh, you're an on-round, so you're going to need a Thurge to do that.
Yeah.
See what, and now you've
Yeah.
got to ask that Thurge.
No, it's a really cool idea, really cool concept, and makes you think.
It's, again, you're either beholden to the NPCs or you come together to work and find a way to fill in those gaps.
Oh, can you imagine Echo having to go up to Whiplash?
I'm still waiting for that. I mean, they had their introduction.
Barely.
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 It's so off topic, I don't give a shit. I loved that last story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good.
Again, it's off topic. I don't care, guys. You'll be into it.
Yeah.
Just
they'll like
buckle
it.
in.
Yeah, we started the newest Chronicle recently. It was just last week, and they had come back on the moon bridge from their last assignment, and then the bridge opens, and they step back home, and blood splatters across. I think it was Tom's face.
It was Danny's, but
Danny.
Was it Danny's? Okay, it was whoever was on point.
Right, he was
Yeah.
on point. So.
Yeah. And at first, you guys were like, "Oh, it's a training exercise," because
We
'Cause
look
that
over
happens all
and
the
see a
time.
couple people fighting.
right, shit happens. So it's weird you got this close to the gate, but
Rage monsters.
and then you see someone you don't know, and it turns out that
And
the
then
Get
several
Offenders,
others we don't know.
while you were away, had invaded the Sept, and you walked into a fight for control of the Kager. Now,
Stepped out of the moon bridge into a shit show.
right now, that was a lot of fun for me,
A lot of fun for us
I
as
guess
well.
I
I
was
mean,
gonna say.
at first it wasn't.
and I thought it was a hell of a way to open your chronicle.
Oh my,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
you
Definitely
know.
not expecting it.
But-
And now,
Yeah, this is the thing I particularly like to focus on this was Echo's perspective, because Echo had never been to that Sept.
yeah.
doesn't know who belongs and who doesn't.
Right.
Who's enemy? Who's not?
So she shows up here with her new pack, going, "All right, let's do it. Who's on our team?"
Who do I hit?
Yeah,
Right.
who do I hit and who do I not?
And it got to a point with when I'm going through Echo's point of view, when it's her turn, I'm describing Krynos forms
She's
and
not.
not people.
Yeah.
I'm not like, well, Dempsey's in. You don't know who the fuck Dempsey is.
Yep.
You know, in fact, she went to heal Dead Man Dempsey, who was kind of a bloody mess on the ground. Mm-hmm. And he came to, and he saw a stranger standing over him, and he fucking cold cocked her.
Which he had every right to.
Oh, but get to the good part, right? And coming up.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Because
And-
that's my favorite part
Yep.
too.
And Echo is basically a combat healer. That's, I mean,
That's kind of her style, yeah.
yeah, she can put somebody down in the dirt, but she can also heal them back up.
Right. This one, got it.
Yeah. And she was like, you know, it was who's attacking my people, meaning Hunter and Ghost,
Right.
and like judging it that way.
Right.
So who are they helping? Who's trying to hurt them? That's really the only gauge she had.
But
So
we're
much fun, though.
we're about at the end of this skirmish,
Yeah.
and Echo is over the body of the PC butchers in the shadows, and she's healing him. He got
out of it.
he got beaten the fuck down.
Yeah, he was.
She
he-
saved his life right there.
Yep.
Like bottom line.
Yeah, he's knocked out. He doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, he's gone. And in the distance, you have Whiplash fighting another Get Fenris, and this other guy has stolen Butchers in the Shadows clave. So she's hearing the story of the grayish brown Krynos with the eye patch fighting the grayish brown Krynos with the clave.
Yes.
Yeah. How is she
they're
supposed to know?
practically identical.
So it's like, I don't know.
And what happens is Whiplash gets the upper hand. He breaks the arm of the guy, you know, the clave arm, and then wraps that arm around and cuts the guy's head off with his own arm. And he'll quit hitting yourself. And so now he's got the clave in one hand and the guy's head in the other, all triumphant and shit. And he looks over and sees a stranger hovering over his best friend's body.
You know, because Hunter and I were off fighting our own battles.
Yeah. So here's another interloper over his best friend. So what does he do? He throws the severed head at her. I mean, he's charging, but that's first move. Here's the
Yeah.
distraction. And he comes down for the murder.
Yep.
And I rolled it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he rolled
Rolled
it.
it.
I rolled the attack. And it's, you had your armor up.
Yep.
So we don't know what would have happened.
It was technically possible that I could have soaked it,
Yes.
but I didn't roll for
We
it.
didn't get that far.
Right.
No,
But the
Because-
damage, but he did enough damage that had you not soaked it, you would have died.
Yes.
Yep. But Tom and I also had really good rolls, and we were able to.
Thank God.
Yep.
And then see, the deal is I decided, you know, that if their Dex Athlete roll could get more successes than he did damage, they could get there before the blow landed, and they both got it.
By one.
Yeah, I was going to say it was
Yeah.
not by much.
It was by one, but it succeeded.
So they converge on him and are like physically holding him back as he's going down to strike.
To murder this little girl.
Who just healed his best friend, but
Right.
he doesn't know
Yeah, he
that
doesn't
because
know
he
that.
doesn't
Yeah.
know you.
What an intro.
Yeah. This is what your chronicle's going to be, guys.
Yep.
Well, and like prior to healing Butchers, Echo had taken down one of the attackers.
Yeah.
So she stopped the attack and murdered the attacker and then healed Butchers without even knowing this person.
Sure. Whiplash
And
didn't see it, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, Whiplash didn't see it,
And
and, it's
then
like, yes,
Whiplash-
that one's a good one. You can save him. And
Exactly. Good or bad? Good.
yep.
So, sidebar, everybody. This is a lot like our postmortem. So, if you enjoyed hearing that bit of our little tangent here,
That's a really good
Oh,
point.
yeah.
this is a lot like our postmortem series. I mean, we get deeper into it. And,
No,
you
we
know,
do.
Yeah.
But we go over those stories. You'll hear it from start to finish in every aspect and how we felt in our decisions on why we made them.
And even then, my decisions and why I wrote what I wrote or why we took the direction we took. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And this is
call,
really
Tom.
just because we wanted to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Right. We just really wanted to talk about it, but
It just fucking
saying,
happened, though.
you know, if you guys were curious about what the postmortems entailed.
No, that's
There you go.
Yeah.
In fact, we had someone who took advantage of our promo in February, who, when I sent the files to him, he went, holy shit, I thought this was going to be text.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, he was really happy. He's like, I can listen to these. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was like bonus episodes.
An
Like,
extra,
kind of.
an extra 4 hours.
4+.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were
you're
at
right,
least
it's
an
over
hour
4
each, yeah.
Yeah, they get at least an hour each. So, but yeah, that's, you're right. Thanks for the call.
Yeah,
Tom.
I mean, I couldn't help it.
No, I mean,
Because
it's a good
that
point,
really
because
puts daylight on
Yeah,
what
dude.
we're offering in our patrons.
It's a good fucking deal.
It really is.
But I think that fight also kind of illustrates that the Ahram is the weakest because you guys were taking care of business over there while Echo was kind of doing her thing. And, like, I mean, yeah, she was
Yeah, I mean,
there.
it could be any auspice in that position at that point.
Yeah, like I take your
Yeah.
point that it's, the healing skills were maybe the larger point.
You know, I mean, you're like the medic of the pack, so I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
why it
Could have been a Thurge, but
Yeah.
Shalagaya is where
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
where the
that
healing
comes
came
from.
from.
And-
So I see your point.
And like when we were in the hive, when we were stuck in the hive, and she kept pulling the asshole over and
the
like
torturer.
yeah, and was like, hey, beat on me some more. It was because she's got grandmother's touch and couldn't get to you guys, so
Right.
it was like keep that guy away from them. So
Yeah.
she thinks a lot,
And
and
that's the Ahram.
yeah, and how to keep you guys safe.
yeah.
Which, and again, I think maybe argues against your point.
Well,
Yeah, I
because
mean, if
because
you're
that is,
thinking
there's a
the
level
Avram.
of battlefield thinking about keeping your soldiers alive.
yeah.
So, maybe the Ragabash doesn't think about that. Because that's not...
No, but you
In
pulled
the
a
purview.
good falling touch. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
that falling touch.
Love that gift.
Such a dick move.
It's such a good gift.
Such a ragabash move.
Oh, that is such a gift that I overuse. But it's so fun.
But use it some more. It's
But
fun.
but you used it, and again, and to give a little context, I mean, you guys know how falling touch works. You make your roll, any touch will make the guy just fall over. Like those fainting goats. Look that up if you don't know.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yep.
And so they're being tortured. They not even for information.
no,
No,
just for fun.
Yeah.
Just because he was
Because
an asshole.
spirals,
I mean,
why not?
he was asking questions, but he didn't care.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't for information.
No, and he's just being tortured. And so, Echo's going, come over here, you bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, is this Richard Simmons come here to torture us? Whatever. So pissed, okay, I'll cut you up a bit. And he'll turn around, And then he goes over to Tom, who activates falling touch.
And the guy, touches him and
And
falls
then-
down.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not hurt.
I just loved my line. I could do this all day.
Right? Like, you might as well spat blood at him while you did it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the first time he goes, that's cute, that's clever. You did it more than once.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did it a second time. He came back for seconds. And I successfully rolled it again.
And I mean, a different way that story could have gone a different way, and it could have frenzied at a bad time for everybody. But
Fair.
but
You're not allowed to do that anymore.
I think it was well used.
Yeah.
In the situation for your auspice.
Yeah, I was gonna say for
Oh, yeah,
for the
for your
auspice
auspice, it
aspect
was-
of it was absolutely perfect.
Why I use it a bit, because it is good for those fun situations.
Yeah.
I want to put fun in quotes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a jokey Smurf kind of thing to do.
Because, I've even used it well in battle.
Oh yeah,
And it's really
Oh,
helped. Yeah. I
Yeah,
go in for a
Mother's-
swing and it just
Mother's touch is one of those gifts that sneaks up. That people forget about. I think.
falling touch.
Falling touch.
What did I say?
Mother's
I did
touch.
say, oh my god.
Bad touch.
Yes, falling to Mother's touch. You need that.
Yes,
Someone,
that's another
Someone
one.
needs
there's another
that.
one. Yeah, if you don't have a Thirst, you don't have a Chalagaya. Someone is buying Mother's touch.
Someone buying that.
And at
And-
least one of you.
And it's one of those, the person who, if there's only one of you that's got Mother's touch, don't let that person get hurt,
Right.
Do your best to protect them.
right? Because, Echo's got grandmother's touch so she can heal herself and others.
See, I think the Virginia game, and I mean, you had that as a child, like, you have that luxury.
Yeah.
I think in the Virginia game, they had Bear as a totem.
Which gives everyone Mother's Touch, right?
One hit of Mother's Touch a day.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
once. And then Vidoma joined the pack as a Thurge with Mother's Touch.
Okay.
So now everyone's got it. Everyone's got at least one dose of life save in them,
Good. Yeah.
which, man, they took advantage of. Good on
Well-
I was going to say, yeah, probably needed
Everyone
it.
can save everyone else's ass at least once. Let's not
and
get
it comes
too crazy.
in handy.
No, certainly.
It makes sense, though, to give him like the once per day kind of thing. You don't want to overdo it.
No, but I mean, it's Bear.
That's cool.
Bear's a nice totem.
He's a cool guy.
He's a good guy. He's anti-forest fire.
Pro picnic basket.
Yeah, fuck. But you got it before me, 'cause
That's the game now. Anytime Bear comes up, who can pull off picnic basket before Porter?
anti-forest fire pro picnic basket.
As soon as you said anti-forest fire, I knew where you were going. I was like, okay.
Bring your clip on tie next time.
Hey. Don't forget the hat there, Danny.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Hey, Porter.
Collection of assholes over
Right.
here.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, and I think if any of the listeners, have run into a situation where it was, super hard. I mean, the Thurge, we get that. It's super hard. We understand that. But, Ragabash? I want to hear the stories about when you didn't have a Ragabash and it was super hard.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you on this. I'm very curious of listeners.
Yeah, writing in.
Write in, emails, it's ragecrossinternet.com, do it on the forums, come to Discord and tell us. I don't care. I want to hear these stories. How you filled in those gaps.
Yeah, how you compensated for the lack of those auspice roles.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you want to have everybody.
Yeah.
And that's not always possible, but sometimes there can be significant portions of the game that can hurt. That get hurt because you don't have that role, or rather because no one's trying to fill in that gap.
I think that's a
I think
big
we lean on
deal.
the Thurge so much, but the Thurge is obviously, let's not fuck around. It's the most important one.
It really is.
It really is, yeah.
That is number one. That's unanimous on all of us. That's the number one necessary auspice.
Right.
For
So,
us to not have one, what the fuck, guys?
you don't have one, guess
Yeah.
what? Someone's got grandmother's touch already, fine.
Woo!
One of you dicks has to learn spirit speech.
Yep. No, you're right. We need to. It's got to happen.
And you make it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
no, I like I said, and anyone who's been on Discord knows I love hearing these stories. People send these to me all the time. I love reading these.
oh yeah,
So that's
they're
a
great.
new one I want to hear is how you filled in the gaps.
Oh, definitely.
I love these. When people send these direct to me, they're like, "You really want to hear it? It's a whole 3 pages." Yeah, give it to me. I love reading these. These are so much fun to me.
No, yeah, these different perspectives, it's always fun to hear.
It is.
You know.
It really is.
One of our guys, and I don't even want to say his name,
Because you know you're gonna.
because he gets,
Nope.
he's so
Nope.
spoiled.
Yep, he doesn't need it.
The Mighty?
Yeah,
Apples.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, Apples.
Apples.
boy.
Our buddy Johnny Appleseed was telling me recently, because and this is relevant, is he's in one of our online games that recently a player had to drop out for personal reasons. So what did he do? Is he switched his auspice from Ragabash to Thurge. Now,
Yeah,
you
we
never know
mentioned.
who we're talking about.
Yeah, we just said it a
And
little
it's
bit ago already. So
important to have a Thurge.
Absolutely. But
Guess what we don't have?
I know. but he's telling me about what he's doing as a Thurge. He's giving me that story. A guy who yesterday was playing a Ragabash and now is the Thurge for the good of the team. And again, at their store, what story 2 they were in, I believe.
Yeah,
so it was
so-
early enough in the game that you could make that transition without fucking anything up.
Yeah.
So cool. And he's explaining, he's like, yeah, I had to do this. I did this thing where I caught the rabbit, and I took the blood, was making glyphs out of the blood. I did some finer glyphs with the paw, kind of using it like an ink pen. And then, I did this and made a charm out of these bones, and using the whole fucking buffalo over here on this little rabbit. And I was super impressed.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, you know, like the detail in I mean, that's again kind of ringing the bell mentality. It
Yeah.
is giving this thought to all this shit. You know, again, so hearing stories,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, I think we all have that experience of the, let me tell you about my character.
Yeah, that's not what I want to hear.
But
Is my point.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you about my character. And you didn't ask.
Right.
This is just happening at you. It's happening to you.
It's happening around you.
Right.
You know, yeah. Like, what did I do? Why me? Yeah, okay, it goes back to my mage horror story, which not today. Dude, it's like a half hour that guy followed me around that store telling me about mage. Ugh. But, you know, we are asking for that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do want to hear about your character. It's okay. Or rather, we want to hear about some situations
Right.
your character has been in. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to hear some of the cool shit you've come up with, or you've gotten up to. You know, we want to hear the stuff.
Yes, please.
Yeah. You know,
Yes,
it's
please.
And how often do you hear that, by the way? Yeah, tell me the story about the fucking time with the spiral. Yeah, we want to hear that. No one fucking says that. We're saying it.
Yeah. We want our own little moots.
Right?
Yeah. Come sit by the fire. Tell us your story.
Right there in Discord.
And, you know, little inside baseball again, our own personal pack with our situation with what has happened. I've already been talking with my pack on re-rolling a character, making a Thurge. Ghost may get retired here shortly, and I might re-roll a character just to fill in that gap.
And I'm personally
then-
really excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we have to learn to live without Ghost.
I'm
It's
really
true.
bummed out.
Well, he can turn into an NPC at that point, but...
I know, but
He's going to join the calm.
like
Oh, boy.
Echo's
I
gonna
want to
have
see that. That's what makes me want to
Echo's
retire him
gonna-
quicker.
Echo's gonna have to learn to live without her twinsy.
Right?
But
But she
learn
won't,
to live without a scout. That's the biggest drawback.
I know.
but she won't be low man anymore.
True. True.
And
She'll get her probie.
without Crimson Ghost waylaying up the process, fucking scumming it up, you guys might get a new totem.
If they want a
That
new
could be
totem,
a
they can
thing.
get a new totem. I'm not scumming it.
No, you're scumming it
I'm
up.
sticking with scumming it up.
Okay, fine.
But we need Coyote from my blur rolls.
I don't, though. Because, hey, if my dots could go over 5, I'd be at 7.
Coyote is awesome.
Scumming it up.
Coyote helps.
But I mean, it
Yeah.
opens, you know,
It opens the door, yeah.
The door. Because, you know, a large change in a pack like that, shit happens. Yeah, he'll go work for the calm. He'll work with the calm.
We'll have to talk off air on that one.
Talk all you want.
I just want, you want to poke your brain now.
No, that's fair. No, we can do that, yeah. But, you know, we'd love to hear the stories.
Definitely.
You know, we're people who love this game, and we got this fucking great-ass community. And it's really cool to hear some of the different solutions, some of the different takes. You know, it's cool to be able to share these stories with you guys and know that no one's going, ugh, they're doing it again.
They're talking
Like
about
somebody
that
is.
thing.
Somebody is. Technically, statistically somebody, so fuck off, Randall.
Randall.
The rest of us are having a good time here.
To all Randalls out there,
Get it together.
Oh.
we are very sorry.
If
He
that's
does
not,
not
you.
express opinions.
I express a lot of opinions.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
The opinions expressed by Porter
There you
are
go.
not shared by.
Well, not all of them, at least.
So we got any ending stuff here?
No.
We're,
Those are going up on the post-it note wall.
Right.
Are we going to leave those all until we just get like a good handful and do them all on a junk drawer?
I
Yeah.
want to do another junk drawer. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
well-received episode.
Oh
Everyone
no,
seemed
I'm
to really love
I'm
it.
okay with it. I'm just
Stop reading my post-its.
Well,
You're cheating.
I'm just saying.
All right, well then, hey guys, write in more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it so we
Yeah.
have that wall filled, and we have to do these at the end again, unless you don't care for them at the end when we do our Galliards Gathering. We'll just keep doing a junk drawer diaries.
And
You know, write in, give us your opinion, or let us know on the Discord.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool too. And I mean, something great about that junk drawer diary is it gives us room for more of those long format questions.
Yes.
agreed.
You know, we can spend 20 minutes on this question if we want to, where if we do that with Cubs Corner, that's a bit of, come on.
It's
It's-
5.
That's a
it's
bit
aggressive.
egregious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
5-10 minute
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it can
send
get
in-
unfortunate.
Send in your junk drawer ideas.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, if you got the little plot threads, for Tale of Two Wolves 3.
Yep, send those.
The Reckoning.
Send those straight to Danny.
Yeah, straight to Danny. No one else, just Danny.
I got a
Danny on Discord.
I got a nice handful so far, and like a couple of them, especially recently. I was like, this one's gonna be good.
Excellent.
It's gonna have Hamlet involved
Great.
That shit again. All right.
I was so fond of that.
and a cave.
It was found money that day. And I mean, put a bow in it and everything. It was great. And if you have, obviously, if you have any ideas, stuff you want us to talk about, topics for episodes, I think we kind of burned through this one pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then just, now we're just going to have fun and talk. Or have been. I don't know what our time is.
Yeah, we have been.
Is it about that?
We're just schmoozing it up with you guys.
Yeah, like we're just enjoying it now. Like,
It's fine.
we ran out of juice on that quicker than we thought.
Yeah. So now here's some stories.
Yep, just fuck it. Now we're going to talk.
Now we're playing Galliards right now. I mean, come on.
We're filling for time.
Yeah, there you go. We're filling in the space.
Jesus.
We're filling the gap.
We are. It's all right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We're having fun with it still.
I mean, if you hate it, write in and let us know.
Yeah, because
Sure.
your write-ins mean we have more stuff at the end.
I'd address it to Daniel Tyson, 1432 Help Street.
Doing that. Okay. At somewhere USA.
It's Submarine Studios.
Yeah, Submarine Studios.
I mean, we could give out your phone number.
That's
8675.
See, I was gonna do the real thing and make you bleep me out.
Oh.
I don't know it.
I was gonna say I'd be surprised if you did know it.
We all have cell phones. Nobody memorizes phone numbers
Right.
anymore.
I'm not sure I'll get the area code right.
Oh, I remember
I still have
Porter's
3 memorized. Emergency contacts, though.
3. So 911.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one
That's
of them. How did you know?
one of mine.
See, he knew.
I can do the operator.
But that's only if you want to save your game.
Oh, hey.
That's a beast of a callback. right
That
there.
is really. Wow.
Hey-o.
If you haven't heard that episode, sorry, guys. That one is a ways back.
This was a good one though. Hey, what do we need to do? We need to do a lupus episode like soon.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! It's gonna happen, guys.
So that's on our list.
Is it?
Hey, it's on the list.
Okay.
We just
We have a list?
Believe it or not. But hey, we'll get to that another day.
Yeah.
In the meantime, did we do the stuff at the top?
I don't remember.
I don't
we
either.
peppered it through.
This
though.
is
Pepper.
It's, you guys know
Yeah.
the deal.
yeah. Thumbs ups and 5 stars and likes. And,
emails
Review.
and Facebook likes.
we appreciate
Yep,
you.
we threw oh, wow. Way to make that sound good. We gave them the Patreon and this. I mean, they got a little
we-
hint.
They got the.
Yeah, they
they
got
the
That's like a
stuff.
little bonus thing there.
I'm sure they're tired of hearing you talk.
I know we are.
I
Oh.
wouldn't know. I don't listen. I don't hear the dumb shit that comes out of my mouth. All right, you guys. For behalf of everyone here at Summer Rain Studios, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Take care of each other and keep on howling. We'll see you.